Welcome, stream elements.
Janice Quarter, a premier shopping destination. Discover style, adventure, and endless energy. Everything you're looking for is here.
When I was 15, the thought of an apocalypse never troubled me. The only thing I couldn't give up, even in the face of the world's end, was the sunset on that beach. Watching the sun gently slide into the water's embrace, or fireworks dancing on the canvas of the night sky. Even if tomorrow weren't better, it wouldn't be worse, I thought. When you're reading this letter, I imagine much has changed. Whether it's yourself or the world.
Can't beat a hollow warning.
What disaster supplies should you buy?
Don't know the escape route?
Don't panic!
The answer's here. Bang nose.
Huh?
Bang nose.
Can I have a latte, please? Extra sugar, extra milk. With all those edges and that sturdy look, Mr. Rob might seem a bit cold and standoffish, but he's actually paying attention, quietly noting down what each of us prefers. Bet there's a tender heart ticking away under that little shell. Makes you wonder, huh?
Energizing combo sets. Hearty noodle bowls. Waterfall soup. Janice Quarter, a premier shopping destination. Discover style, adventure, and endless energy. Everything you're looking for is here.
When I was 15, the thought of an apocalypse never troubled me. The only thing I couldn't give up, even in the face of the world's end, was the sunset on that beach. Watching the sun gently slide into the water's embrace, or fireworks dancing on the canvas of the night sky. Even if tomorrow weren't better, it wouldn't be worse, I thought. When you're reading this letter, I imagine much has changed. Whether it's yourself or the world.
Can't read a hollow warning.
What disaster supplies should you buy?
Don't know the escape route.
Don't panic!
The answer's here. Bang nose.
Huh?
Bang nose. Bang
Right. Here, I'm here. Hello. Oh my god. God. What? Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about.
Welcome, Firelion972.
He was lurking, I think. I can see him in the chat room.
Have a cup of coffee to jumpstart your day.
Anyway, already, you've seen the teaser trailer, right? Right. I mean, at least had to have watched it. Surely you'd have to. Been watching this last game for the past few minutes. I know. I'm sorry. I was held up by something. You know, an errand, as per usual. Very poor timing. But I mean, that should be it anyway. We do have a lot to discuss about, though. We definitely do have a lot to discuss about.
Good work. Surrender. We're done. Have the attack. My blade is already sharp.
Okay. Maybe. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, cleaning up instead of like thingy, I am lacking in like a bunch of purple metal, I mean purple extra. And in a way, Inferno Metal hasn't been. I haven't gotten like enough Inferno Metal pieces. I might do way better. Okay. Maybe. I don't know if I should want, like, do pen build with, like, Vivian. It's really hard to get, like, AP.
Leave the rest. There's no time to lose. Surrender.
They've been so good. Maybe. Do like the other quest, that Bang Boom event thing with Jig.
In pursuit. Resisting is futile. There's no time to lose.
The thing we should definitely start talking about. Okay. It crashed. Yeah, game crashed. That's nice. I mean, we can always just like talk about it right now. What are your thoughts about the season 2 teaser? What are your thoughts about it? I mean, I think you know mine. I'm supposed to change screens, but haven't watched it. You should probably watch it. All I can say is that it's a lot more pleasing to see. Or it's like a very pleasant surprise. Didn't watch the stream either. Yeah, I mean this screen. Okay, that's good. Because I was supposed to change screens. I accidentally left it as is. Oh, you mean this story quest? Well, what I can say is... It's, well, what's the best way to describe this? You mean Zen's upstream? Okay, the game's just continuously crashing for no reason. I have no idea why he's doing this. Okay, right. You mean Zen's dev stream? Oh, it's not a dev stream. It's just a video. But again, if you're wondering why like there's so much copium nowadays, it's because of the dev stream. And it's less of copium today because let's just say people that like Ben and also really wanted to see like a certain mech character, they got fed. And also I think in terms of... Okay, well, you mean by the epilogue, dev stream, and the trailer. But what I'm saying, like in terms of the trailer though.
The morning air is like a soothing melody.
Okay, well, it's gonna... If I talk about it, it is gonna be like... spoilery in a way? Okay, that's not good. Oh? Okay. And... another crit piece. Okay, that's good. I'm very interested. Okay, well, that's a crit piece as well. I'm very interested in Tima's thoughts. If Tima is alive... yeah, if Tima's alive right now... I am very interested in hearing what he thinks about the 2.0 teaser. Very interested. Me on the other hand, I think I have like a phase 2 comp ready. Maybe, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Yeah, maybe. That's an idea. Like, I am... I don't want to say too much, otherwise it'd be like... Kidding, that's about big characters. I mean, sure, that's you. That's you. In terms of like the actual teaser itself, I think everyone's like relatively pleased in general. Like it's definitely a very good thing to see. Like what I see, I want to see a big deal. I've been looking in the mirror. Well, let's just say there's like 2 of them in the trailer. In the Season 2 trailer, there's like 2 of them. And if you think about Yunqi Summit, or in this case, like the fact that we're going to a Chinese adjacent region, I think you can put 2 and 2 together what kind that there's going to be a particular kind of Thyron character. Now, One of them, I am one of them is like confirmed to be like a major character, which really good. Another character, however, we're basically just crossing our fingers that nothing can that. There's a particular trope with these kinds of things, yeah. I already know, it's still showing version of the teaser. You know what? Fair enough. Kinda's probably going to be phase 2. Kinda's going to be my phase 2 comp. No matter what, it's going to be my second half comp. I will run both him and Ben. Doesn't matter. Like, I will genuinely max him out. Speaking of, the rest of Obo Squad. Okay, yeah, I know that. The rest of Obo Squad. Seed is real. I'm hoping praying that he doesn't end up being like another Firefly type incident. Because he is an intelligent construct. That's one. And then we have like the Chimera type girl. And we kind of know what she is. Her name is Orpheus. And then there's Captain Magus, who's the part of her. Really funny was another type. See, that's what I'm talking about. Do not do that. Please do not do that. You know the thing is, right? There's like a lot of it's the ratio between male to female characters that have been revealed throughout the teaser trailer. It's actually quite, it's not as skewed or it's not as bad as like let's say Wooer or Wuthering Waves, because that game has. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we consider leaks, there's not gonna be there's only gonna be 2 male characters throughout the entire version 2.0 trailer. We have like 5-6 male characters if we consider the fact that there are 2 characters that could or could not be playable. 2 characters, but as far as we know, 4 of the male characters that we see in the trailer. They could be playable. They're gonna want to upset. Listen. You already have, let's say, Yijuan for that. There's already Yijuan, okay? Regardless though, Seed is like a guy, and he's an intelligent construct. I swear, he had, if there's like a 50% chance, everything just goes wrong. Also, I'll be honest with you, less of the characters are, there's less Guna adjacent things with it. I think the worst case, scenario of Guna adjacent characters has to be Yijuan, and that's pretty much it. I mean, to be fair, I will be honest, I do not like Yijuan's design. It's endless though, so character designs will grow on me. That being said, I'm getting the skin. I'm so glad that we're just breaking a Hoyoverse, trend over here. We're getting skins full of twins. The Faith in siblings. Also Yijuan, not Yijuan. I swear. This trailer has left me... I think in terms of the direction Zenith is going, I'm happy. That's all I have to say. I'm just happy. I don't know, like, I say that there's, like, 2 male characters that could or could not be playable. Because we're considering, like, let's say, like, at least 3 of them, right? So, Panda Guy, we got another Thyron, could be a cat wolf, most likely a wolf, we don't know. And then we have... Oh yeah, Seed. Seed. And it won't break the trend anymore when they become playable when it's good. So that could happen, unless like it doesn't happen and it's just like the twins are still sticking with each other. Because we have Genshin where we lose a twin very early on. We have HSR where both the people are like siblings. We have Honkai Impact's third. In this case, like part 2, where apparently we'll put like the male version is just the female version, but if the female version thought she was a male instead. And then we have like Zennis, who are just like basically 2 different, like not different characters, but technically 2 different characters, but they fulfill the same purpose. And Europe 6 in chat. I haven't seen him in a while. Hello. Last thing and then we're done. $14. Sorry. Been a while. Yeah. Alright. 69. What? Okay, we're done now. I want to hear it. Is there reason to vote? I don't know, man. I mean, it felt like a nothing burger event, if anything. And after this, we have nothing. We have like no more events. Straight after this, which is kind of unfortunate. We have 2 pulls now. Nothing. Yeah, we should be able to get like the engine before the patch ends. Or gets like soft space at the very least. I don't know how it's gonna be for like Vivian. I really don't. It just made you waste your time. Yeah, I mean, it's 60 polychromes, so... I mean, you got like something for free, right? Like... Anyways. Anyway. Something new here. I don't... Oh! You just get this now. You just have the helmet. That's it. Okay. I think it's time we start doing more attempts for twin solo. Right, we've done Pompeii, Butcher. We have twins to do now. It is doable. It.
Not bad. End of the line.
Followed up. Beam Steiger. Oh, it crashed again. I have no idea what's up with like PCs on this. Skip the story and just give us apologies. I mean, easier said than done. It doesn't seem to be like a story that you could skip. Potato PC. Trust me, I'm telling you right now. It's Zenness in general. It's just been crashing like 5 billion times already. I could give you my specs and I would just tell you like how good they are. I could run like Monster Hunter Wilds on 60 FPS. Like higher settings. I could use ray tracing on it too. It's not that potato. It's not that much of a potato PC. At least we got it properly. Nice. Positioned perfectly, okay. Nice.
Just like a battlefield. My killer is unstoppable! Like this. Stand behind the yellow line.
You know. Okay. Let's go out that window. Zone down. I could be that for him. Survive. I had no visuals there whatsoever.
One side is just like a battlefield. End of the line. Stand behind the yellow line. I'll take it. Try this. You should have worn a hard hat. End of the line. End of the line. Try this. Try this. Try this.
You can get a dumb off.
End of the line.
God damn it, I got hit.
End of the line. End of the line. Hey, move!
Soak those. Damn it. Go back in its circle. Yeah. Down to intermission. Can you stop? Can you stop being mean to me? Please. Bro, it was... Look, it's not gonna be now, but I will clear in the future, okay? Okay. You can walk in the circle. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm probably just like, watch Rex clear all over again. I go. I already did it. Yes, you can. Oh yeah, right. Disc scrolls. Completely forgot. Alright. You got this piece. Can we top it? Attack. Never mind. You have a pen major piece somewhere, right? Right. No. I lied. HP. Defense. Yes, you can. You know what, Timo? We should probably go and talk about other things. Specifically, the season 2 trailer. I need enough copies. Wait, you stop trying to get. What's up, Miyabi, for every daily? Okay, every single piece of endgame content. Does it actually? Let's be honest. Does routine cleanup really matter that much? SMH. Always get on to me for the wrong reasons. Speaking of, you should talk about more pressing matters. Yes. Okay, don't you pull at me every single time? I thought so.
Time for some hard labor?
But then you're gonna say, but I'm not a Ben Mayweather. You know what? You're actually clean up in Ben is endgame. Your endgame is Shiyu defense on Ben. And then like trying to do tower. That's kind of that's mostly endgame. Whatever, man. You can never believe in me. Hey, anyway, I've been trying to talk about this for like the longest time now, but you've been kind of dodging it and like talking about how like washed I am as Ben, whatever. I want the big panda guy now. Yeah, see, that was I'm trying to ask for the longest time. As I told Fire, potential phase 2 unit, potential phase 2. So I may or may not have an idea. I want Fire now. Fire's right there. You were just talking to him. I need to do this again.
Number 0. And ooh, we really harmonize. I am the Eye of Obel.
I like Sunbeam. And Trigger. I need to get like Trigger's Wenjin, and then everything should like fall into place. Because it's that important. Big panic guy. Actually, we should also talk about this too. The fact that there are more Thyrans than they were during the entirety of... Get this. Season 1 is crazy. I mean, we can't... Like, let's think about how bad it was when it came down to... Say... Chapters 4 and then 5, maybe. I say 5, maybe. Chapters 4 and 5. And maybe 6. Yeah, he's probably going to be an A rank. Unless, like, they swap, like, ranks around. Because even then, we can't tell if, like, Jufi's going to be an S rank. or if she's confirmed to be like fully confirmed to be an S rank. Like for all we know, Juvu could be an A rank, and then Panda Guy could be an S rank. Rankings can change. But to be fair, it is a very good sign that there's another big-bodied like character, and he's more or less a major character too, because he's from Yunkui Summit. He is literally the same faction that the Faven twins will be staying around with. Is she confirmed to be S rank? She's not confirmed to be S rank. She's leaked to be S rank, but there's other leaks saying that she could be an A rank instead. So, for all we know, it could just be Yijuan and Jufu, and Jufu's an A rank, and Yijuan's like an S rank. And then it's like 3 reruns. Or it could just be Yijuan, Jufu, and then we have Anniversary Patch. And the Panda Guys are going to be an A rank during like version 2.0. But it could change. It could change. Like, nothing's completely finalized anyway. I'm also surprised about how many male characters have been repped throughout the trailer. Because we have like a major, we seem to have like another major male character who is wearing like Hollow Investigator like clothing. So if anything, this kind of clothing, right? But he's around like this rabbit Thyron girl. So either he's like a villain, or he's actually just gonna be like a Void Hunter. Gonna anti-expand day 1. Real, true, and real. Real and true. I would, like, if he's S rank, I'm gonna try and go for, like, I would definitely try and, you know, M1W1, M0W1 him. If I can go for dupes, I would definitely go for dupes. I'm not gonna go and try an M6 character. Not yet, anyway. I said on the next director, he said it's gonna be an S rank. I will skip lighter. Okay, to be fair, you gotta be careful, because that's Ben's best in slot. That is Ben's best in slot. They care about too much integrating culture for him to be an A rank. That is true. They do care about the culture a lot. And considering the fact that we see Jufu really early, I think the only time we ever seen like a character super early into the game and not be relevant to the plot too much is actually Sokaku. Until chapter 5 came out. Until like, you know, we got to Hollow Zero, and then in this case chapter 5. And then we see more, and then Sokaku's like more or less like a regular character. But in this case, these two, they weren't as relevant back then, but they're more or less relevant now. Because of like chapter 4. So I think like Jufu's like in a way to introduce like the Yunkui Summit and the Wi-Fi Peninsula. And I think there is a chance. I don't think it's I think it's unlikely that if we were to get an S rank, he'd definitely be that it could be him. But if he is one, then I think he has to be 2.0. Because I feel like they're going to be saving first anniversary for the rest of Obo Squad. And then whoever, like, for Yunkui Summit. Because we've been teased to death about Seed, Orpheus, and Captain Magus. You know, I'll even go pull up, like, some images too. 1 second. Bro, people, like, the fact that there's, like, Seed trending is crazy. People are like... Alright, let me go and pull up the image. You know what? That's the thing, right? I had to go on Twitter for this because there's literally nowhere I can go. So, in terms of all the revealed / could be possibly maybe playable characters, all of these characters will play a role some way, somehow. Right. I don't think they've shown this one, right? But, according to leaks, here's the thing. Seed is, hopefully, I hope they're absolutely right about this, isn't going to be like another Firefly type deal. It's just, like, that's Seed. That's going to be Seed. This is Seed. That's Seed in general, right? She's actually 2 characters in one. So, she's not only Orphe, which has been name dropped by Trigger, but she's also, but she also has Captain Magus. And if you couldn't tell who Captain Magus is, it's this part over here. It's actually the tail. Do you think we'll get Captain Magus, or do you think it's like 3.0 character? Because I think Captain later, since they got 3-4 and Angels Delusion. Yeah, so I think the Angels of Delusion are going to be like New Year's characters, and New Year's is probably going to be Popstar themed. So we already had Astra and Evelyn throughout New Year's. We're probably going to get those 3 during New Year's as well. And they have been like name dropped, so I think they're pretty much just waiting until like next year. So we're not going to see those guys like during 2026. Regarding Captain Magus, in terms of leaks or story plot, or like some, I think, underlying story plot points, this character's Orpheus, the tail is Captain Magus. Captain Magus apparently was like severely injured and had to transfer his consciousness into Orpheus's tail. Yeah, so actually, in terms of all of Obel Squad, this tail is just the captain. She is like vice captain. Actually, not vice captain, but Soldier 11 is probably considered to be vice captain. The story is a bit like disjointed for now, but what we can gather is she's supposed to be the captain character, but she's not the captain character. She, like, the tail is the captain character. She's more or less like a soldier, but she's a major character. She's going to be a major character either way. And I think she's pretty much just going to be like the leader equivalent. So, of like her faction. You didn't have to. Okay. But have you ever seen like a game like think in the same way that Zenith has done that, with like actually one character not being the actual captain, but the actual part of that character is the captain, or it's like, you know, the leader of Obel Squad? That's kind of cool if you ignore that kind of stuff, but you know what, we're gonna disregard that. Anyway, I hope this guy ends up being playable and he doesn't have this, because I feel like there's like it's a 25% chance he's an actually playable character, and a 75% chance he's like a villain type character. The same way for this girl over here. I've seen that in anime. Okay, yeah, but they're like not in the anime. They were all like not like in normal anime and some games. Again, it's a trope that hasn't been done too often, which is quite significant. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. Right, back to what we were talking about. Can't even speak English. I don't know if we're even gonna like see the Void Hunter. We know that Yi Zhuan is a Void Hunter rank character. Not that she's a Void Hunter herself, but she's as strong as a Void Hunter. So in other words, she can contend with Miyabi, but she's explicitly not stated to be a Void Hunter. G3, we've seen her during like the whole investigation thing. This is, I think between these two, they're in like contention for who's the S rank, who isn't the S rank. She has been leaked to be an S rank. He hasn't been leaked to be an S rank, but let's be honest, Lighter was leaked to be an S rank early on, but he ended up being S rank, an A rank back then. Who's playable for me? I know a guy focused on he wasn't playable and got a sick outfit. You know what? True. Oh yeah, right, Schoolgirls, you're right. You're alright about that, Fire. I forget her name, but it was like the one that had. It's not even like a tail. It's like basically a serpent attached to it, like across her head. You got a sick outfit. If he didn't have a sick outfit, you know what? True. I feel like he is in disguise, and this girl literally just downed an entire like giant ethereal. I think these two are goofy, which is great. This guy, I think he's been leaked ever since 1.0, because apparently we're supposed to get like a black cat character throughout 1.0. He's never dropped back then. I mean, it's the same for like the Angel's Delusion. It is the same for Angel's Delusion, yeah. But he's dropping first, which is kind of crazy. And this, it's like between two things, right? Either it's an apparition of a dead friend of Yujuan's, or it could be like the Void Hunter character of the season. Either or. Oh, Sage, hello. Inky human form. What, this thing over here? Yeah. Whatever, man. I think in terms of like season 2 characters, this is like the I feel like it's a direct upgrade from what we currently have from current Days Endless. We have more sirens than we have actual human characters. That's crazy. We generally have more sirens, and we could include like one more male character as well. If that male, if he doesn't like, and if he ends up being like major, yeah, he has been leaked. Okay, it's a leak, right? But it's not really final anyway, because let's be honest. There were characters like Lucia, who was supposed to be a nun-type character. She was supposed to be a part of, like, Sons of Caledon. She has been completely axed. Like, her design is nowhere to be found. She's gone. Like, she does not exist in the game's files anymore. And we also had, like, some smaller details change. So, for example, Evelyn's, like, former surname was supposed to be Bolivar instead of Chevalier. It changed. And if I remember correctly, yeah, right. And of course, like, lighter as well. Stuff can change. Like, designs can change. So when's that Inizuma 11 trailer? I don't play that game. I thought Lucy was going to be part of the new faction or something. She could be season 3. She could be. She could be. It's crazy how, like, good they all look. It genuinely is crazy. Okay, you don't play the game, yeah. And we're gonna leave it at the 100 follower mark, and then I'll start thinking, and then you can all decide what I do and what I don't do, because you know how lost I am when it comes to content. Right. So in terms of no, I can't say that. I genuinely can't. I have an image to like uphold. I have an agenda to like uphold, right? And that agenda is get every single limited character. That's it. I already have Trigger. I'm going for Vivian. I'm going for Hugo. Sig or not, doesn't matter. Even though 1.7 is going to be like a very empty patch in terms of like pulls. Either way. The game has infinite content, man. We can decide upon that when we all contribute to like 100 followers. Eventually. I should definitely do like the Trigger Bond events thing, because he does talk a lot about like everybody else in a faction. I could probably like try and get a couple more info. But from what I could actually find out, This guy's a dork. She's really funny. Captain Magus is a tail. After all of this, though, we do have, like, anything could happen. At this point, anything could happen. I think this is all these characters are going to rep 1.4. No, like, going to be, like, not 1.4. Season 2, so 2.0, all the way to 2.4. All these characters will rep all those, like, version updates. And then 2.5, we're probably going to say it's, like, Angel's Illusion, so all 3 of those characters are going to be in the game. Then we have 2.6 and then 2.7, which is our epilogue. Or a 2-part epilogue for this, like, season. Which, I'm gonna guess, if we have, like, a pattern with this thing, right? If we have a pattern, it's probably gonna be down to a couple things, right? 2.6 could be the alt patch and a character that's been anticipated. And then 2.7 is other character, like, you know, the final part of the epilogue. Of course, you don't. Look at it. True. True. And the guy's like tall. He's tall. Genuinely tall. That's crazy. I swear to God, if, like, Nita wins and it's, like, a girl in a suit, I'm gonna cry. I'm genuinely gonna cry. The updating mode with the tournament, everything is because of bullet tournament, literally infinite stuff, man. Okay, right, but let's think about this, right? I could get into Inazuma 11. That depends on if you win, okay? In terms of the poll. We all have to pull in. Some way, somehow, we have to pull in. I know that we're all talking about, like, Inazuma 11, but we just had a trailer today. We're talking about the trailer. I've seen, like, a couple of things on, like, TGS. I am sort of interested. I say sort of interested. Not fully interested, sort of interested. That depends if it piques my interest even more. Because it's been a while. You should do it regardless. Yeah. We'll come to that when I get to 100. Because I have that, like, I still have those forms for a reason. I still have those forms for a reason. Yeah, Zenizon wiki it says Zed is a guy. Yeah. Let's be honest, right? HSR Sam was a guy. Guess what he ended up being? Oh, sorry, not he, she. I do like Firefly. I really do. But there's like a very very good chance that all could be for naught. Not a very good chance, but there's like a 50-50 chance that all could be for naught. I know that it said, like, Seed is a guy, though. We need to, like, wait for, like, a voice drop and not see, like, any other character that has, like, Seed-like elements. Or that Orpheus doesn't, like, follow around a particular girl. Anyway, this patch is, I'd say, like, in general, I think this patch is going to be a very sizable patch. We do have, like, an old faction we get to rep, and potentially newer ones we see over here. I mean, on top of, like, Yunkai Summit, we're probably going to follow these 3 throughout. So yeah, we'll see Panda Guy more, and Jufu, and Yijuan. Like, they're probably going to be the Cunning Hairs, like, equivalent of this entire patch. And then we'll probably get, like, maybe 2.1 or 2.2. We'll see these 2. I think both of them are going to be S rank. I think they'll both be S rank. 2.3 is between these 2. Actually, these three could be a faction. I don't know. That depends on how they feel about that depends. But this guy did like a Cloud Strife like equivalent type thing. We had like a great sword put on his back and stuff like that. I hiding his like the back, like I like how they're showing the back of him, just so it's like, is it like a guy with cat ears or is it actually a fairy? Who knows? We can't take voice jobs seriously after Sam. Yeah, true. We can't take any voice jobs seriously after Sam. But to be fair, all we can tell is the fact that, okay, I do need to like do like the trigger quests, because apparently there's like a bunch of things that I do end up feeling quite optimistic about. Because this is like it's a genuinely good ratio. Because when it comes to something like Wuwa, I think Genshin, heck, even like HSR at times, there's definitely like a not that great of a gender ratio. Actually, no, HSR is in a pretty decent one now, if we include the collab. But throughout the latter half of like the patch, we've been mostly getting female characters. This is a really good ratio. I mean, if we include 3 more characters, which are Angel's Illusion, it does end up being skewed a bit more towards like female characters. But we'll end up getting more males. HSI the collab, it's getting a collab. It's getting a fake collab. So, in terms of leagues, Saber's going to be a character. By Saber, I mean Victoria and Emiya Archer. Both of them are 5-star. You get Emiya for free, apparently. And then Saber is going to be a gacha-only character. Which sucks. Which actually sucks. And then you have, like, one of the lead or most anticipated characters as, like, another 5-star. As well. Yeah. I don't play HSR that often anymore. I'll be honest with you. And Forest has turned into such a yap fest. I kid you not. It's either way, just a 50-50 with this game. It's like 50-50, either one of these two become the S rank and the other one becomes an A rank. Like, I know that Jufu we've seen already, so I think the reason why we see a lot more of her and then less of this guy is because we've already seen Jufu. Is because we've already seen Jufu in game. But I think it's like in a sense of she's introducing this faction the way that Sokaku did, and she's not like, and Sokaku is like an A rank. She could be like an A rank 5-star. This guy could be an S rank, or she could be an S rank. He's an A rank. But we know that we're going to be mostly following these 3. I really don't care about the fate rank. If Sakura and Raido won the collab, I'd be hyped. But of course, unsurprisingly, they wouldn't touch Heaven's Triumph except for Paul. I mean, at this, it's just Unlimited Blade. It's just Unlimited Blade. Well, I mean, there's no Shiro, there's no Rin. It's just going to be the 2 servants, and then that's pretty much it. There might be like some cute story, whatever, and then that's all it culminates into. Otherwise, I mean, I don't jive with HSR that often. I just don't. Even if it's like the anniversary patch now, I can't jive with it. It's really lengthy. Also just super intensive. Way too intensive. It doesn't respect your time. Why do you say HSR? You know what? I'm gonna say it. True. If you call these character, right, that isn't human, like that isn't like an actual human character, not looks like a human, genuinely isn't a human character. Yeah, I'm talking about Skrill, by the way, and you've teased him throughout 2 years of the game's lifespan. What are you doing? Oh, but we get a ninja girl, but we get like a character, like we got like a scholarly character, whatever, and both those characters basically stole his kit. That's crazy. They stole his kit. They were like, oh, we put like Skrill as like imaginary hunt. No, that's Dr. Ratio. We'll put Skrill as imaginary erudition. No, we'll make that into rapper. What are you doing? But okay, but whatever, fine, sure. I'm not saying that they're like, I don't think like they're crazy bankrupt because they kind of are. I will say that in a way that it makes. I'm gonna try and describe it in a way that makes sense. They kind of are creatively bankrupt because at this point, either the newer characters just do everything better than the other character did, borrow an archetype from an old character, or they just need the game. Oh, and also not to mention, everything's erudition meta. I'm just pushing for my day, but it's such amazing. It just, I mean, you hope and pray anyway, but to be fair, I think after a lot of P5 collabs, people aren't going to be touching that game with a 10-foot pole. Otherwise, their life EOS. Or otherwise, their life gets the EOS like in like 2 seconds or so. I mean, P5 already killed like Dreddy. I don't. Never mind. I'll probably pick it up. Anyway, I've been struggling with the game so badly. Been pushing for my day. It's frustrating, but maximum my day has been really fun for me. I mean, my day is definitely like. I mean, I tried for my day. I tried for Tribi. The game could not treat me right. It could not treat me right, and I felt so. It's a slog. It's just genuine slog playing for like HSR, or in this case, like the story. I just don't feel the drive to play it that often. Like with Penacony, I had like the excuse to just like sit down, read a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna like it, but having gone far this game without any limited edition has been hell. Honestly, it has been hell. I don't have a good second comp. Or I do sort of have one now in like Casteris. But here's a problem. I don't like doing the story. The story's taken like all 3 stories, I think at the very least, should be like 30 hours to do all 3 of the stories. So that's 3.0, 3.1, 3.2. And I have to do the entirety of the first part just to unlock somebody who could actually buff who could actually buff my comp, right? But the problem is, I can't afford to do that because my second best, my best team has to use Harmony Trailblazer. I have to grind for Remembrance Trailblazer and then sacrifice that Trailblazer slot. And then I have to struggle with like, I mean, I could just use another comp like... I don't even know anymore. I just don't. Erudition meta is just terrible. Tribi has basically, like... Even though, like, Tribi's, like, adorable, in a way, Tribi has broken the meta. She's just broken the meta. Either you have Tribi or you don't. Either you have Tribi or you don't. And then, like, you have to cope with, like, Ron, May, and Robin, and even then, they just do, like, half the things that Tribi can do. Literally! And then Tribi gets to be like a sub DPS. Sort of, anyway, her damage isn't that great. But she helps a lot when it comes to, like, you know, getting earlier breaks here and there. Considering every single, like, mob and their mother are, like, quantum weak. I swear. I just thought the game is mad boring. It's getting mad boring now. It was like, in terms of story and like maybe playing favorites of characters, it's definitely a bit fun. But now it's just more or less down to like meta related reasons. And it sucks. It genuinely sucks. Because now you have to like, if you have pulled throughout 3.0, and you have every single, and you have like at least Tribi and like one of the 2 of the good DPSs from like like version 3, or throughout Amphorius, you're sorted. I think less so with Aglaya, but if you have, get this, if you have Herta, My Day, Caceres, and maybe Aglaya, and then you also have Tribi as well, that's it. You're sorted. You just need 2 of the DPS and then Tribi. But the thing is, all 3 of the, like, all the units were back to back. You could not get a break. And on top of that, they have, like, all these lucrative units that you have to, like, you should be able to pull for anyway. If you want to run Aquaron comp, now's the time, because guess what? Jouch's like in the banner too. Daisy being meta because they have unique mechanics like Super Break and True Damage is a trap. You only can use one form, so you can use all teams. You gotta pick the new premium cards like Fugue and Cypher. It's a clear trap that playing with TB and allow Siamese. Yeah, that's the thing though, right? And I'm hoping that Zenless, or like the Zenless devs, stand by their word about characters having future value. Because it does not look good for like HSR. It really doesn't. Because if anything, like, people now have to try and pull, like, not only pull for Casterus, but if they really wanted to run either Firefly and or, like, Rapper, if they really wanted to use this too, you have to go for Fugue. If you wanted to use Acheron, you have to go for, like, you want more deals into Acheron if you have M1 or M2. Not M1, E1. Like, E0 or E1. And then you have to go for Joucher. You have to go for those. You have to go for those characters because, let's be honest, you're not gonna zero cycle. Like, you're not gonna be able to clear it in like 10 cycles for like this MOC. It's so skewed to like just current day meta, I swear, or like hyper investment. And by hyper investment, literally pull out your card. People talk about like having like, you know, pause, like, you know, artificial skin expression like Zenith. At least you could do that in Zenith. In HSR, you can barely do that nowadays. Ching Cheng just is no longer relevant. Yeah, forget about playing with Ching Cheng. You should definitely go and like pick up like thingy, and then we'll probably think about making the A rank relevant because they only fit that certain niche. There's a reason why Old Herta is like considered to be like pretty good nowadays than she was back then, and it's because of her, like the Herta. That doesn't mean that you should be using like normal Herta by herself. You have to use the Herta next to her. Oh my god, I have ads. 1 second.
How can I help?
Day great. Supposed to be outstanding. Okay, we're back. Before we can sort out, we did have a ad break, so it's like 2 minutes. I mean, if like it does happen, I will know. Don't worry, I will basically just doodle something to make sure that nothing, you didn't miss out on nothing. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's just, I hope HSR like does not infect its meta issues into Zenless. If they're talking about future-proof characters, and Lost Void is a testament to them thinking about how to future-proof a character, please do so. Please do so. If not, at least you have ideas. At least you have ideas. It's unfortunate that we're not gonna get any like gears, whatever, so it's not indicative of like what could happen during next patch. Also, like who they're thinking about like buffing, what A ranks or limited characters they're thinking about buffing. Kinda sucks that it's even for like even numbered patches. Wait, no, it wasn't even. No, it was even numbered. Yeah, it was even numbered. We got like Evelyn, Astra, Jane, and Corin. And then probably for like next patch when we get to Lost Void, we're most likely gonna get more gears towards those agents as well. Unless he's like saved all the big guns and like here's like multiple other like S ranks and A rank agents that get like this limited gear. Please let Ben be one of them. Please let Ben be one of them. That's all I ask you. Anyway, unless Neurotic actually left already. If you're still here, Neurotic, yeah, it's kind of I feel like it's gonna be a bit scummy if I just say it. Plug moment. We do have a Discord. If you want to type in like !mark Discord, and if you like, feel free to join. 1 second, we're gonna switch screens here. Should probably get back to more attempts. This one. Second. Alright, back. Sorry, I saw something. Hey, always sleeper agents with you. Never like talking. Never on my side here. Nah, you are on my side. Ugh. I feel like they would get like a major like character in terms of, or like a more relevant Fairfighting character. I mean, you can tell he's like relevant because like he's like one of the last few characters we see like following the proxies. On top of like Jutsu and Izran. I forget what his name is, but it's probably like Pan something. I'm doing the service for like somebody I'd probably like start playing. say is the fact that we're definitely getting a Ben moment with those two.
Right this. The work side is just like a battlefield. 51st team. What's the back? Stand behind the yellow line. End of the line.
Get in. Again.
I'll take it. End of the line.
Dodging is so dumb. Yeah. Study minutes again, one shot veterans and then we again all your shit. Why would I not sleep? Even if you beat them, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. Completed, right? Right.
Surprise attack.
Away? He might not clear. Well, looks like not clear today.
Try this.
You know. Is that the Zenith that you've seen? I always stick by my word, right? Right. And you can say I'm tired, I don't want to do whatever. I will always end up coming back to it. That was actually perfect. I've clearly been doing way better than I have back then. Just like a battlefield, a killer is unstoppable! Safety first, team. Prepare like day one and try and do the solo.
Try this. Try this.
I've been comfortable with like just looking the pick it in. Being me, but I don't really want to do the side of the boss like 5 hours, so. That is true. That is true. I mean, to be fair, I think it'd be easier if, like, you know, I had people to talk to, really. I mean, as a video, or like as a clear, whatever, it is good. It's definitely a good idea as a video. But you're kind of right in saying that, like, that, you know, nobody really watches me for, like, just doing solo content. You're kind of right. It's like kind of, plus you need so much focus that you can't read chat. That is true. That is true. Because if, unlike a she, whatever, I can literally just, like, you know, turn my brain off and, like, just go straight in, clear with Ben, whatever. I need to, like, just I just need to, like, put in my, take my full attention towards, like, clearing content. Or specifically, like, doing the Ben solos. It's like the last one until, like, I'm pretty much just done with, like, tower content. Well, until, like, you know, Rag starts imposing another challenge. But let's be honest, if I cleared 470, I cleared 400. And then, like, 250 and then 400. Like, that's pretty much it. So I will do more attempts. That is, like, you know, an inevitability. But I will try and make sure that I don't hyperfixate on just doing tower content all the time, and that I actually end up doing something else. Which is why I kind of been trying to do all these projects here and there. But I will be honest, I don't get much participation. And I'm not saying that, like, to be stingy or, like, pushy or whatever, but I do feel like I don't get enough participation. You can always just throw in, like, a couple channel point rewards. It's fine. I think, like, we have tomatoes working now. We definitely should, right? Right. Let me check. Like, if we go to channel... Let me quickly. You know, like an extension, right? Distribution for what? So I do have forms, and they're like some project, and they're like some, you know, stuff that we do in the Discord anyway. And then, you know, I mean, this is on me anyway. I'm not saying that it's like on you guys. I'm trying to think about ways to actually make it more inviting to get you to do stuff. I'm not blaming you guys. It's pretty much on me. Actually, I don't think it works on mobile. Might not. I don't play then come for the form. Yeah, that's one. I know that. I know that. But you can always spend channel point reward, you know. Never mind. I think I need to just do something like more engaging. Like, the light idea was definitely an idea. I think, you know what's more successful? Just having discussions. Or, like, being able to, like, talk about or theorize about stuff around the game. That's what's been sort of successful. And then maybe, like, some collabs here and there. Because, best believe, I do like talking to you guys, like, quite a lot. It does make me, like, it does leave me feeling quite busy. So we can always, like, do more theory crafting here and there, you know, seeing what sticks, what doesn't stick.
Time for some hard labor?
I mean, I don't really expect you to go and, like, spoil yourselves when you watch the story, whatever. I don't really want... I'm not going to say that you absolutely have to be in every single stream. So I feel like when it comes to stories, I think it's just, like, me experiencing it. Which, let's be honest, some of you guys can definitely, like, enjoy on yourself, like, by yourselves. But there are times, like, you know, where I would, like, some traffic here and there. Again, not saying it's any of your fault. It's mine. Purely me to blame. And I think the only way I even get, like, good enough attention is because of the Discord, really. I need to find a way to actually just, like, spread far and wide. I mean, that's me, talking about thingy. Not really ranting, but just, like, talking about my gripes. Oh, do we have enough energy? I mean, perhaps we can do another roll into, you know what. I should definitely, like, just optimize Shi rotations. Not resets, rotations. Yeah. That. You know, whatever. Tima's right. I'm just gonna min-max it with, like, Ben. I'm tired of being, like, called out for not playing with Ben enough. if I do Ben solo, I'm washed. If I don't play with Ben during in like routine cleanup, I'm undedicated. I don't have enough dedication to Ben. That's terrible. You gotta mean.
One side is just like a battlefield.
Gotcha now.
Just try me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll take it. End of the line.
I think it's like really easy to feel like really drained or have like nothing to do during like the tail end of patches like this. Because at least with like 1.5, 1.4, you had like a lot to do still. Well, like I say a lot to do, but you had like quite a bit of stuff to do anyway. I mean, back then when it came down to 1.4, we were like just getting into Lost Void. We're still playing Lost Void. 1.5, we had Grandmaster Adventure, but now it's gonna be ranked, and people are gonna get even more heated. And all I'm gonna find nowadays are mostly just sweats.
How can I help?
All I wanted to be is more for me and none for thee. If you catch my drift.
Morning air is like a soothing melody, truly unforgettable.
Needs 2.0 comes through. Because if they're talking about how like it's going to be more large scale, and then they're going to be like reducing a lot of like loading zones, whatever. And I'm sure they hope they actually like stand by that. Fair damage. HP as always. This is who was defense, bad defense. One day it will make something bigger. Then bigger. Great. Okay. First roll. Defense. Ah, 2 rolls. Not keeping you. Great. 10. I got like a good 2-piece. Crit damage? Defense.
The joy that this delicious composition brings is
Right? HP. He like searching through these pieces like a hawk. Or 2. Maybe 2 rolls, I'll just do 2 rolls. 1, 2. Yeah, defense. I already have a plenty good defense piece on Ben, so.
the joy that this delicious
No, thank you. Crit damage, please? Bro, you could have been perfect. You could have been everything for Ben. But you weren't. You just weren't big enough. Okay, 1 roll. That's such a bunk piece. Get out of here.
the joy that this delicious composition brings. What a perfect mix.
Defense. Go. Again. Okay, attack, crit damage. Great. HP, crit damage. Yeah, no.
The joy that this delicious composition brings.
It's feel empty. Like, sure, the staff patches end up being like culminating like
Leaving so soon.
into like a bunch of rewards, a bunch of stuff to do. You got she, you got like everything. But then when it comes to like the end of patches, it just ends up feeling really empty.
How can I help?
I kinda hope that Wi-Fi Peninsula just happens to have like enough to do so that it just doesn't end up feeling the same way that it does for like the end of patches. Like through like it maybe there should be a bit of fall off for our patch, but just keep it consistent in a way. Like maybe there should be more consistency. That's what I'm trying to get at. You know, we can always do it. We always have time for like a bit of Snake.
Morning. Want to start this beautiful day with a win?
Thing. So if anything, it's just gonna be like a really dead patch, I think. That's right, Blank has nothing to do, so he's just doing more Snake Duel and trying to find like ways to like kill time so that he could like reach the 2-hour mark. High school was this high. So I've yet to get this. Whoa. Gee, I should probably gonna do something quickly. Two things. Turn over here. Okay. Well, whenever you want like talk and people want to see whatever you say, whatever, because it does look when I don't talk or something. When I talk to you guys and then nobody sees anything. I don't know what to think about Wi-Fi Peninsula. A lot of the like the like 6 feet does feel, you know, like it could have been more convenient as like we don't need like well I don't even repeat this. It feels unnecessary to be in 6 feet is what I'm trying to get at. I mean, considering that we have like the current story nowadays, but
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
it is what it is.
Looking forward to your
I'm
next
kind of
visit.
hoping that Wi-Fi Peninsula doesn't end up being like a massive replacement to 6th Street. I mean, even though they mentioned like, oh, you're gonna do all your dailies and then, you know, you're gonna start managing like more stuff in like this temple because you're now like disciples of Yi Xuan. They should definitely like allow you to just chime in, head back to like thingy here and there. Not that it's gonna be guaranteed to do, not that we're guaranteed to do it, but there's a chance. There is a chance. I feel like I'm not busy. We have like keys to go through. There's DA. I'll try and make sure like we have more discussion type like content. Well, not content, but like more discussion type streams instead. I kind of want to talk about it a little bit more, but I feel like it's best done in like the Discord. Speaking of which, if you're still here, Neurotic, we do have a Discord. There's a command over here. That is a link to the Discord. You can feel free to... Oh, you actually are here. My bad. Right, let me go and give me rolls. Right, this guy said that. Sending me to the like word is pointless and it's irritating. I mean, at this point nowadays, it does kind of feel like it's more pointless. Like, you do like when it comes to the end of patches, you do feel like you have nothing to do outside of just log in, do your dailies, wait until like a shitty reset or weeklies, and then just do them quickly, and then that's it. And then sometimes if you don't have good luck or good enough luck, you just end up falling off a bit. But I feel like in a way we're pretty much just like point of characters does nothing, trying to get this nothing, so what's the point? Yeah. I feel like in a way the lack of or well, I can't really say like there's a lack of meta there. It definitely is a meta, but at some point they like patches like this and possibly the next patch, most likely going to be next patch actually, end up now having enough to do, and that's a very big issue considering the fact that we already just have like we're already just getting into like a completely new region altogether. So I'm hoping that we eventually get to remedy a bunch of things, because like I'm kind of on the camp of like we don't need too much meta, but there's definitely like the argument of like sometimes meta could be necessary, especially when it's down to the fact that if you don't have a character, or you do have a character, but you just don't end up pulling for it, then... Or you end up pulling for it, but they don't really bring too much to your account, whatever, then... There isn't really much of an issue. I get that we don't have much of an identity now, so... I guess it's just down to, like, being hopeful about it, and then at some point having some new found admiration for the game. Anyway, I still enjoy Zenless. I definitely do enjoy Zenless, still playing it. I can definitely like hold off throughout the entirety of April, and then 1.7 comes out around the 20. You enjoy the game, but you can't do new stuff. Yeah, you can't enjoy the game when if you still can't do new stuff. Still, right, 23rd, this patch ends. We're into 1.7. That's like, it's a very small patch compared to this one actually, because you don't have a agent story, or you don't have 2 agent stories unlike this one. You only have part 2, and then you only just have like a bunch of events that you can do, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and then this one should last up until maybe 22nd, 23rd, and then we're at 2.0. I think the only thing you're probably gonna see me do is like just do more like min-max and Grandmaster Adventure, do more CU, kill bosses, and then start talking about 3 Corrupted, and then do more attempts with Thingy. It is a bit dry. It definitely is a bit dry. And then of course like the story stream, which is gonna be one stream. It definitely would be one stream. Unless they do have like more ways of giving you more polychromes. which I hope they do. I hope they do. We are gonna get a 2.0 stream around the latter half of like 1.7. So we'll probably have like more in-depth like descriptions to how Wayfay Peninsula works. Yeah, I'd rather have more longer patches but more repeatable content in there. Yeah. I feel like 2.0 is definitely going to be that patch. 1.7, it definitely is sort of that patch because we're going to get Grandmaster Adventure. I think at least permanently. At least permanently. And then maybe some new games as well. They did say that they want to bring back like some older mini games and then keep that permanent. So I'm hoping that stuff like lighter mini game, trigger mini game end up becoming permanent and they have like more challenging like, you know, side content to do. Or like a leaderboard thing. It would be cool. But we only have like what? Arcade. No, they have to put in everything interesting. True. I mean, we still have arcade if that means anything. Maybe there could be more new arcade games. But fingers crossed like Grandmaster Adventure ends up being permanent some way, somehow. I mean, we're getting a ranked mode, so it should at least last quite a bit. I mean, something that brings value to your account. Again, that's down to Wayfay Peninsula. Depends on Aerospace City as well. Depends on how much content they can deliver upon. Because it's not just that. We're not only just going to Wayfay Peninsula, right? Wayfay Peninsula. We're probably also going to Thingy as well. Leminian Hollow, which is around the Bellabor construction area. And that's probably where like the non-Unique Summit characters appear. Maybe, maybe not. But it's just down to what happens throughout like 2.0. Arcades bring nothing, Tower brings nothing, minigames bring nothing. Yeah. It kind of makes you think that they could have just made more TV related stuff and optimized it. But it's just down to like waiting for like, but we have like a patch in, it's just this patch and the next patch, which again, we don't have much to do. Anyway, we've been ranting a bit about like the lack of content throughout the two patches anyway. I think the only thing I'm looking forward to in like 1.7 is pretty much just the 2 agents and then the story. That's pretty much it. Anyway,